And the reason I'm saying it like this is that A, you realize you are not alone, and B, once you become aware of it, that it's not a you issue, but a universal issue, you can start to look for ways to shift your mindset. Hi, and welcome to Mom 2.0, where it's all about restoring your energy to become your best self. I'm your host, Vicky Happala. Let's get started. On today's episode, I wanted to cover the topic of body image, and specifically in the context of the changes our bodies go through during pregnancy and the issues around losing the baby weight. Being pregnant, it's a beautiful thing for sure, but it can also be really difficult. Our bodies change dramatically, and the responsibility of caring for another human, that also starts to grow. The enormity of it can be quite overwhelming, no matter how excited and grateful you are to be pregnant. After my first was born, I remember feeling so much pressure to get back into shape. None of my clothes fit properly, and I refused to buy new ones because I thought of it as good motivation. I wasn't considering how much my body had gone through and that these changes are necessary and good. I was just thinking about getting back to normal, whatever that meant. For the next 2 years, I struggled and I always felt bad about myself and about the way I looked. I had terrible body image issues. I was almost relieved when I got pregnant again because it was my excuse to stop trying so hard. My body was about to change again anyways. After my second, it was worse. The anxiety over what people would say about me behind my back, or in some instances to my face, was a lot to handle. I was putting all this added pressure on myself based on my looks. And I know you've done this too. It's a common feeling among new mothers and women in general, and I've heard countless stories from friends and family. You see, in our culture today, with social media, we're bombarded with images of mothers giving birth and bouncing back after a few weeks. We're also inundated with programs and weight loss plans aimed at new moms to help us shed the baby weight. In all of this, we're forgetting that it's an amazing adaptation that our body has undergone in order to care for and grow a human being. Why is that something we're ashamed of? We also forget in all of this that birth is traumatic for all of us. It's a lot for our bodies and we need time to heal. We need proper nutrition and healthy movements aimed at restoring health, not getting our pre-baby body back. There's also this other part where during pregnancy you feel like you have a free pass to eat whatever you want. Everything you've been denying yourself, you now have license to eat because pregnant women are supposed to gain weight, right? But what does this do to your body and to your mind? How does this impact you once the baby is born? Now you feel all this shame and guilt and you try to push your body to extremes to make up for the last 9 months. It's unnatural, and it does way more harm than good. It's both harmful to your body and to your mental health. We don't need more reasons to feel guilt and shame. Why is it that we want to look like someone else anyways? We tell our kids, and we were probably told as kids, don't compare yourself to others. Yet we do it constantly. We take the workout program from our favorite influencer because we believe that if we do, we'll look like them. Wrong. You will always look like you. There are different versions of you for sure, but it's still you. So if you're not happy with that, it's a deeper issue that you need to work through. I read about an ad campaign that the company Dove did in 2013. They released a series of short films that featured women who were asked to describe themselves to a trained FBI forensic artist. The artist drew the women based solely on their descriptions, never having actually seen them. And later, the artist drew the same woman based on descriptions given by a stranger. The difference was astounding. The stranger's description was always more beautiful than the woman's own description of herself. So you see, it's not just you. All of us do it. And not just about our looks and our bodies. We underestimate how much we are loved, how much we matter, and how much impact we have on the people around us and on the world. Self-worth is something that we all struggle with at some point or another. And the reason I'm saying it like this is that A, you realize you are not alone, and B, once you become aware of it, that it's not a you issue, but a universal issue, you can start to look for ways to shift your mindset. Because if everyone struggles with it, that also means that a lot of people have found ways to overcome the feeling. The I Am Enough movement, started by Marissa Peer, tackles just this. Cynthia Garcia, a mentor of mine, she talks about this all the time, and she created training specifically to help you rewrite the stories that are playing a loop in your head and holding you back. Because that's all they are, stories. One of the biggest changes I've had over the last 2 years is the change in my body image. My weight, it's gone up and down, and I'm always striving to be healthier. But I'm no longer trying to lose weight. I think that that's the wrong goal to have. Instead, I want to be leaner, stronger, have more mobility, have more energy. These are goals that I find worthy of chasing, not the number of the scale. And now my goals are for me, not what I think other people expect me to look like. This shift can take time, or it may be a lightning bolt for you. But the mindset shift needs to happen in order for you to be healthy. Losing weight by torturing yourself is not contributing to your health or your happiness. It's not sustainable, and it's not the kind of example you want to set for your kids. So what's the conclusion for you here? The title, it's about body image, so perhaps you thought I would give you tips on how to get in shape. But the real message I want to pass on to you today is to stop wasting time worrying about what others think of you, how others perceive you. Stop worrying about other people's judgments, because honestly, people probably aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. Do what makes you happy. Do what brings you joy and energy and laughter. Getting to a healthy weight, it's a byproduct of getting healthy. So stop fighting so hard against your body. Work with it. Give it the nutrients it needs to perform the way you want it to. Give it the sunlight that it needs, the movement that it needs, the sleep that it requires for you to function. If you do these things, you will start to see a change. You will feel better and you will look better. You will have the energy you want and you need. You'll be more content and more happy. So stop trying to lose weight and instead aim for gaining health. It's more sustainable, it makes you feel better, and it benefits those around you, especially your kids. Lastly, I'd like to encourage you to share whatever you're going through with someone you trust. Reach out to your friends about this, and you'll most likely find that they feel the same way too. Bottling things up and feeling ashamed of ourselves only leads to unnecessary pain and suffering. I already mentioned 2 great resources for doing some of the work in this area, and I'll list a few more in the show notes. But just know that there are literally thousands of places you can look for information on improving body image. The key is finding the person that's the right fit for you. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and don't forget to hit subscribe on your way out. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd really appreciate if you would take the time to give me a review, and please feel free to share it with anyone you think it could help. Also, don't forget to download your free sleep guide at vickyhapola.com.